anytime. Cornell and Lehigh getting going here at Faceoff Field. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cornell Big Red Lacrosse here on ESPN Plus. Christian Guzman alongside Tom LaFalce, Jack Cascadden, and Sean Dow get underway. Immediately will be possession heading over to the Big Red to start off the 2024.
Fill the space behind them, and that's exactly the kind of start you want if you're Cornell. You know, this is Lehigh's third game of the year. They've split their 1-1 on the season, and Cornell, you just want to get settled in quickly.
When you've got a player that is as dynamic as Kirst is, it creates problems with the defense of who you exactly want to guard. As wins another clean face-off, looking to feed into the middle, couldn't quite find a cutter. It looked like it was Walker Wallace potentially, who had an option in the middle. And Lehigh, no Mikey Schisselberger for Lehigh, their star face-off guy from a couple of years ago. And you know face-off's going to be this game between Cornell and Lehigh as a squall has continued to pick up. Light layer of snow starting to form here on Faceoff Field. It's Cornell who has the advantage 2-1. Jack Cascadden trying to win another face-off, and the ball is squirming away from him. Ball reaches the end of the timeline. And this is Lehigh, looks like Cornell ball.
I didn't see the play. I looked down because I was thinking that Charlie Box had the ground ball and then unable to corral it.
It looks like we also...
Oh, we got an extra man.
Yeah, it looks like we have...
Just a little slip through there, comes down with his right hand and gets free, and a good opportunity there by Long. He's really back more at his sort of normal position. Last year, he battled injuries, but he also was often playing on the wing, and he's really your classic ex-attackman, and I think he just looks a lot more comfortable behind the goal, and just really... I think that will be a great catalyst for Cornell's
goal of the season and first goal of his career for Willem Firth, one of the star freshmen in this star-studded freshman class for Coach Busek, number 9 in Inside Lacrosse's rankings. And a huge face-off win for Cascadden. Can Cornell get a quick strike back? Not quite, as Cascadden is stonewalled by Pecora.
I think it got blocked on the way. See, they didn't give a reset, so it must have been the defenseman who got it, and then Cornell...
A little errant
turnover.
Yeah, a little errant pass there intended for Long. We go back to Willem for so much excitement about him and what he can bring to this team. Like you said, from the prestigious Hill Academy up in Canada.
He goes at the goal, which could be a reviewable play now. That dive is now. We do have instant replay available now in college lacrosse after the controversy in last year's national championship game. Now it is available. It's fairly limited in terms of what can be reviewed, but the dive at the goal, the in the crease versus a goal call is something.
Again, fully healthy this year, and he's showing why he is a dangerous addition once fully healthy to this Big Red offense.
The Cornell can run their offense through him and be able to, create opportunities for lots of players inside because he's a good feeder. He can take his own shot. And then I think the other thing interesting at the other end to see Lehigh throws a lot of motion, a lot of picks at Cornell as Cornell wins the face-off. And Lehigh's created some opportunities, the last goal by Cole, but you're seeing Cornell having to talk through those switches, make sure, that they've got the matchups, that they know what's going on. They've handled it well so far.
Dow lost his stick on the face-off. Created the first goal as well, with Kirst demanding so much attention, and now this time it's Firth who is the benefactor. 2 goals for the star freshman out of Ottawa, Ontario, from the prestigious Hill Academy. Flag flies as well here off the face-off. Multiple flags.
Because of CJ Kirst creates the turnover in the riding game.
121 career goals for CJ Kirst. He needs 3 more to go on to 8th. Sole possession of 8th all time in Cornell history. And it looks like we're getting another flag here. Cornell's going to go on the man up because of a face-off violation on Sean Dow.
Yep, you get two freebies, and then the third one, it's a 30-second foul, which means for Cornell, the rest of
an eye, it is a 7-2 lead now for the Big Red. 3 goals here in this second quarter. Lightning quick. We're only 4 minutes in, and suddenly Cornell has a 5-goal lead. And a quick face-off win here for Angelo Petrikas into the back of the net. Excuse me, that was Cascadden. Jack Cascadden has had an excellent game. And even though that Cornell will use that 3-man rotation, Cascadden makes it a 4th goal in the quarter for Cornell, and it forces a timeout from Will Scudder on the Lehigh sideline. Let's take a quick break here because Cornell is on fire here in the 2nd quarter. A lightning quick 4-goal run for Cornell that has only taken less than 3 minutes here in period number 2. As the Cornell Big Red are off to a flyer here to begin 2024. Lehigh will finally get a little bit of a breather here with Sean Dow winning a faceoff. But boy, can this Cornell offense score, free up Lehigh and get his hands free. First goal of the season, second goal of the season for Tyler Lehigh. But still the problem is Jack Cascadden is winning faceoffs. Michael Long wants to go quick, and a step-down shot for Charlie Box was stopped by Pecora. Pecora's got 3 assists today, 5 points from Michael Long, and it is a 9-3 lead for the Big Red.
Yeah, I thought so. Cascadden went early. He came out. I thought he went a little early, and it was indeed called. Because that's the run. I guess it's not really a run when it's only one, but you don't want this Cornell offense to get on a run. That's what's created this opportunity, and now we've got another face-off violation on Cornell, so that's 2 of them.
So now both face-off men, or just by face-off units, are for
Cornell. It's interesting to see as Cornell is been dodging off the short sticks. They has somewhat neutralized probably one of the players to watch here for Lehigh, Richard Checo. We have not called his name at all, and Cornell is just not trying to dodge him.
Sean Dow wins a clean face-off. Can Lehigh get a quick strike here? Not quite, as Cornell will also get the backup.
You're able to get this down to a 5-goal deficit if you're Lehigh.
3rd goal of the year for Dakota Ironman. And this ball squirts out to the sideline. It's going to go over to Cornell. Interesting there, we saw Walker Wallace, I think, was the guy who was taking the face-off, potentially. On the reach 3rd quarter between Cornell and Lehigh, it'll be Sean Dow and Jack Cascadden back at the face-off dot, where Cascadden has had the majority of the face-off wins. Only 5 wins at the dot for Lehigh compared to the 12 for Cornell. A lot of that coming from Cascadden. And he'll win another clean one right here, going right down the alley. Cascadden has 1 goal, looked for a second, but this shot rang high above the cage. A little bit caught out about whether to slide or stay back, and that gave Ironman enough time once he got past Gil Martin to fire it on. And it's the first 2 goals of the quarter going the way of the Mountain Hawks. An important face-off here to win. It is going to go to Dow and the Mountain Hawks. Long can't quite get the ball back on the ride, and Lehigh has a chance to get the lead down to 2. Face-off, Sean Dow is winning some face-offs, and that has allowed Lehigh to go on a 3-0 run to start this 3rd quarter. Important face-off here for the Big Red to win, and it's a violation that will go against the Big Red.
Marc Psyllos there for the face-off. It's been a loose ball push.
And now it's Lehigh with the opportunity.
Just never got to him, and then that was an opportunity where he just came right down the alley and just unable to make the stop.
It was Eddie Rahill who was a little bit on the wrong side of Rodney there.
Now we got a face-off violation on Lehigh.
And a much-needed offensive possession for the Big Red.
When I tell you, if you're Cornell here, let's just settle the ball, make this a good possession, give your defense a chance to catch its breath and creates the opportunity in the goal.
That's 3 goals now for C.J. Kirst. He is now tied for 8th all-time on career goals with 123. But a big face-off win for Sean Dow. He's absolutely hounded, and a turnover is created. Restart goes the way of Cornell.
It's getting to come down.
It's getting better. What are you talking about? This is perfect visibility conditions. We're joking, obviously. This is
a spring sport, right?
This is probably the 6th or 7th snow squall that has hit Showcroft Field within the last 4 hours.
Lehigh with the face-off win. I tell you that, Dow has really sort of had Cornell's number here in this third quarter.
Getting probably some excellent coaching from his head coach for Spencer Wertheim. It's a 13-9 advantage for the Big Red over Lehigh. As the snow continues to fall here in Ithaca.
Again, you got Psyllos to change of pace, and Cornell with the face-off win.
Such the advantage Cornell has with multiple guys that could take a face-off, like Psyllos, who went low. That one looked like it bounced off a stick of Pecora.
Yep, and Michael Long is there.
I did get to within one in the third quarter off a 5-goal run. Actually started at the end of the second quarter. And the Mountain Hawks are in no way out of this game yet, especially with the way that Sean Dow is performing at the face-off X, but Marc Psyllos picking up the face-off win. That big change of pace guy that is there for Coach Busek when Cascadden necessarily winning face.
Dow. This has been the matchup we've been seeing since about the middle of the third quarter.
Interesting to see it's been Psyllos who's been the second man up for Coach Busek. But it's Dow who wins the faceoff. Lehigh wants to move fast, and they will move fast and score with EJ Facil.
Just good ball movement there by Lehigh. He came out the front, create that opportunity, stops the Cornell run.
Back down to a 4-goal lead for the Big Red.
Cole with the assist.
Scott Cole showing he's just not a scorer, and not just a scorer. He's also a distributor, one of the best players in the Patriot League this year. One of 3 players on the field on the Tewaaraton Award watch list. Off and eventually picks up the ground ball. And it'll be Staub who brings it across midfield. Of the game, the star freshman in Full Academy up in Canada. The number 9 recruit in Inside Lacrosse's class. Cornell has a 5-goal advantage. And Jack Cascadden, back off his small break, will get the face-off win, but eventually picked up by Richard Sheko. He's absolutely piggybacked by Cascadden. And unfortunately, there's a you can't coming.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious play there, the ball, and that lets guys become a little bit more creative with their shooting. And he's able to, Aiden Blake, to solve that and get the goal for the Big Red and see if they can close out this Lehigh Mountain Hawk team. There's still a lot of time left in this game, even though Cornell has a 6-goal lead and Cascadden with the face-off win.
Yeah, it looked like that was against Johnny Kidd potentially for the Mountain Hawks. So a difference of face-off man this time for Lehigh, as the first midfield will now into the third quarter that trimmed the deficit to 1.
And there's a face-off.
Face-off violation against Dow will give the ball early on in this game, the end of the second quarter into the third quarter, that trimmed the deficit to 1.
And there's a face-off.
Face-off violation against Dow will give the ball right back to the Big Red. And with the game clock where it is at right now, 6:30 left.
And he's able to, just create his own shot.
It's like something we forgot to mention as well, is that Cole was held off the score sheet in last year's game between these two teams. No goals, no assists. Being a big part of that was because Gavin Adler was the one covering him. But there's no more Gavin Adler because he's in the PLL dominating there.
Yeah, he really is.
17-12 the lead for the Big Red. And the offensive cylinders firing for Coach Busek in his third year with the Big Red. Still on the ground here on the faceoff.
And it's not easy to pick it up for them or for us.
Especially with all the remnants of the So Squalls on the floor.
And there, CJ Kurz comes away with the ground ball.
Of course it would be CJ. Just gets it past us.
Yeah, just not able to see the whole thing there. Well, and this is not going to get any easier for. You knew that Lehigh was going to play them tough, but the stretch of games that Cornell plays in this opening part, they play Denver in their next contest. who is ranked highly.
Denver currently 16